A letter on the author. Predestination. To the ones with ears to hear, who still breathe the breath given by the one who wrote before time began. There is a mystery, sacred and sure. God is not a man caught inside his own story. He is the author outside of time, unbound by the pages, unshaken by the plot twists. He holds the book of creation in his hand, and he alone sees every chapter at once. He writes the story, but he is not trapped in it. He is above it, before it, beyond it. And yet, he writes himself into the very pages he authored. He steps into the narrative, not as an angel, not as a wind, not as a whisper, but as a man. This is no contradiction. God can be both outside of time and inside of it. Just as a painter may step into his painting without ceasing to be the artist, so too did God enter the world he formed without losing his divine essence. He became a character in his own book, yet never laid down the pen. He did not stop being eternal. He did not vacate the throne. He entered into time without ever being bound by it. This is the mystery that reveals the majesty of Christ. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. John 1:14. He walked the dusty roads of Galilee, and yet even then he upheld the universe by the word of his power. Hebrews 1:3. The author stepped into his story to redeem it from within. Understand this: each man's name was written in the book of life, and with it a perfect story, crafted in wisdom, sealed in purpose. Not one life was made without design. Not one soul was overlooked. Predestination is this: that the author, in his foreknowledge, has prepared a path for every soul, a holy calling, a redeemed ending. He saw your birth and your breath, your fall and your restoration. He marked your way, not to force you, but to guide you home. But here lies the sacred tension. Even with predestination, this perfect story written by the author before time began, God does not bind the soul like a puppet. He gives each man free will, and though he knows what each heart will choose, he still writes the pages of promise with intention, not assumption. Judas had a throne waiting for him. He was counted among the 12. His name was written, his seat prepared, his calling real. But free will led him down a darker path. God was not surprised. He saw it from the end. For the author can turn the pages as the story unfolds. He can look forward and back in one breath, walking ahead into your future to straighten the crooked path, and following behind to shield you from the pain and consequence of your past. He goes before those who yield to his voice, and he governs the steps of those willing to follow him. Yet even knowing Judas's end, he still prepared the place. He still gave the man the choice to walk the story written for him. This is the mercy and the mystery. God sees your future failure, yet still lays the table for you. He writes the invitation. He offers the crown. He provides the way. But if you choose to walk away, if rebellion rewrites the story, you may never see what was written for you. Predestination is not a guarantee of arrival. It is a divine plan made ready. But it is only walked out in surrender. The path was set, the promise prepared, but only the obedient will inherit what was waiting. Behold, the power and tragedy of free will. Man, though written into glory, often writes himself into rebellion. He resists the story. He tears pages, scribbles over purpose, and trades the narrow path for the lie of freedom without the Father. And though the story was once perfect, through sin, it is altered. Through hardened hearts, it is lost. And yes, through continued rebellion, a name may be blotted out from the book. Whoever has sinned against me, I will blot out of my book. Exodus 32:33. Yet even still the author is merciful, for the blood of Christ is the eraser of life. It erases the story before and starts you anew. The blood of Christ redeems on the pages of the book of life. It does not only forgive, it rewrites. It does not only cleanse, it restores what was nearly lost. And what the enemy meant to stain forever, God marks with redemption instead. He calls the prodigal to return. He invites every soul to surrender the pen, to stop rewriting ruin, and allow him to restore what was nearly erased. Do not be mistaken. Time does not govern him. Sin does not surprise him. He writes from the end to the beginning. He has seen your tomorrow and still whispers, "Come." So while your lungs still draw breath, there is hope that the story may yet align with what he first wrote. Let your life be found in the divine design. Let your name remain among the living. And let the author write, with your surrender, what he longed to write before the world began. From the shepherd's dog, once astray in the story, now walking in the pages grace has reclaimed. For he plans the end before the beginning and watches the story backwards to meet you where you have gone astray.